Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Alright, this is something that I generally have a huge disdain for. And I don't mean just in soap operas, I mean just as far as plot is concerned. When you have to dumb down a character to move the plot forward, I have a serious issue with that. Because it's basically they're saying that we feel like being lazy today. We don't feel like trying to make a smart way of having the scene make sense. So we'll just do something and make the character do something that wouldn't normally make sense to a 5-year-old, let alone a grown ass adult. But we're gonna do it anyway because we gotta keep the plot moving. I think at this point, even a rookie cop would know to never take your eyes off of a suspect. Okay. She tries to bluff and sit there and say that she called for backup. Dimitri clearly does not think that she does because he can see the surprised look on her face. Right? How hard it is. The last time I checked, you do have two hands, right? You can't hold a gun with one hand, take out your cell phone with the other, and be like, hey, I need an ETA on when you guys are coming or whatever. No. She decides to take her eyes off of them to try to find her zip ties. I'm like, you can't make this up. You really can't make this up. So, of course, she's so slow that Dimitri is able to get the gun away from her. And if it wasn't for Leo, she would have been dead. And I'm like, you couldn't have found a smarter way for those two to get away than to just make her stupid and incompetent? Okay, well, I don't understand what Melinda is actually doing because she comes in there and she pretty much tells both Eric and Sloan, "Hey, good news, your baby's gonna be coming soon." Eric is overjoyed. He leaves, and Melinda's like, "Well, so here's a problem. Yeah, this baby was already promised to someone else, but, I got a solution. Okay, I can bribe him. I can sit there and grease the wheels, and this way, this attorney that's supposed to give this baby to somebody else, they can just give it to us. But it's going to cost some money." And she's like, "Oh, I don't care." I was like, "You that desperate to sit there and give this man a child?" Listen, I'm going to sit there and just let women in a little secret. Okay. I don't care how hot you are. Okay. You can be porn star body level high. Okay. One of the things that is a huge turn off for a man is being desperate. It's just it's like kryptonite to us. Okay, we don't want that. It's not a good look. It's just a no. Okay, and she is giving off so much desperate vibes. It's just like I don't even recognize who this character is supposed to be. When she came in there first, the first episode she came in there, she was practically nearly butt naked, having her damn feet, on the couch and everything like that, drinking a lot of the coffee and stuff like that. And now she is so desperate to sit there and give this man a baby so she can stay with him. I'm just like, if this isn't the definition of character assassination, I don't know what is. Okay? I understand that people gotta have layers and vulnerabilities and stuff like that, but this is unrecognizable. You know, Chad, I really thought that you were smarter than this, right? So he's talking to EJ. EJ's like, you know what you should do? You should buy the paper, right? And then fire him, and then he has no choice but to leave. Chad, you remember the last time that you sat there and practically listened to the devil, and you nearly lost your relationship? So you're gonna do it again, right? That just makes sense to you. Okay, it's progress right there. You know, when Everett asks, "Hey, how's the relationship going?" and she's like, "Well, you know, there's ups and downs, but you know, we're working through it or whatever." What is the work through? What is there to work out? You want marriage, he doesn't. Why are y'all even sitting there doing this? You know, Chad is like, well, I don't know where I stand with her. You know, I mean, she kind of pretty much kind of froze me out a little bit. I just don't know where I stand with her. I'm like, but you're living with her. So you're practically living with a roommate at this point, right? Who is, I'm assuming, still playing stepmom. Wow. you know, you know, I don't understand this level of not understanding how a relationship works. This is a grown ass man with two kids. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not giving her a pass either. I just don't understand how you are not seeing this for the disaster that it is. You're still sleeping next to this woman that you have no intention of marrying, and you know that she wants to be married. Y'all don't seem like are actually trying to work anything out. I mean, they're done talking about it, which is like, okay, so where do you go from here? Are y'all gonna go see a relationship counselor or anything like that? You're just gonna just keep doing the same things over and over again? Do you both just resent each other and then argue and then really hate each other? Yeah, that's the correct course to go. Doesn't help that she's actually working um whatever it on the condition of once again, you gotta respect my boundaries. Why do you pick men that clearly have no problem not respecting your boundaries? Alex, even Chad to some extent. Never. Um I'm actually, when Nicole came in there and was talking to Rome about Eric's marriage and everything like that, she was all like super annoying. She was like, "Oh, why is he getting married on the same day as me?" It's like, why does it matter? You're having a baby with another man. Who cares? Why are you getting all pissy about it? Even her fake, "Oh, I'm so happy for them." It's like I don't get it. And of course, Eric wants to meet her up, and Eric even tells her, "Yeah, you know what? I knew you were getting married, and I did it because I needed to move on." So basically, you just admitted to her that you're using Sloan to move on from Nicole. Yeah, really stand up guy, right? And of course, towards the end, Dimitri is driving like a madman, crashes into Nicole, and it's gonna be a baby switch or whatever. Like, okay. So Jonathan and a couple other people listening to telling me that the scenes with Belle and Gabby, you saw it yesterday. That was pretty much about it. And it's just so odd. I mean, I'm assuming at some point they're gonna sit there and try to get a replacement for Gabby. I don't know what they're gonna do with Belle. Probably gonna get a replacement for her. Which is very interesting because they don't like from the time that I watch Days, they don't seem like they really do recasting often. Um, because if you know, if you watch GH, I mean, we're on Molly number 4, 3, or I've lost count, right? Recasts don't always go well. They don't always go over well. And I feel like with Days, for me personally, well, here's the thing. I didn't know who the original EJ was, so I couldn't sit there and be like, oh my goodness, I don't like him. It was just like, seemed like he's getting the role. And of course, you have the two different Jennifers, which to be honest, I like both of them. And the same thing with, well, Philip. The other guy who did Philip, the one that played Rex Balsam, I thought he was actually pretty good. I actually thought he was pretty good, and I did like the original one. So my point is, it seems like Gage really do know how to pick good recasting. Something that GH could probably learn another tip from. And I think, and I don't remember because I didn't actually write this down. I think Chad came back and he saw Everett and Stephanie there talking about how they're going to be working together. And so he's clearly super happy about that, and he can't wait to sit there and buy the paper, which is already in shambles. Um, because Xander's a criminal. He doesn't really have Gwen to sit there and really work with him, and his focus right now is more on trying to get Victoria than to run a newspaper. Which Everett, that's what Everett used to sit there and convince Stephanie. He was all like, "Oh, my medical bills, and if this job doesn't work out, I'm gonna be screwed." And he's like, "All right, fine, I'll do it." Kind of the same thing with Alex, how he was going to be trying to, hey, let's really work together, help me out on this deal, um, because I can use this to sit there and try to get close to you again or something. And it's the same thing that Everett is doing. I feel like he is. I don't know, but I feel like he is. So you got that going on. I feel like that's about it. Or at least that's just the stuff that I remembered that I wrote down. I should have probably did a better job. Okay. Truth of the matter is, I wasn't too sure if I was actually going to do a review today because I was thinking about seeing the Marvels. I was going to see it next week, but I just have this really urge desire to sit there and see it, so I kept going back and forth if I was going to watch it or not. I was like, what, screw it, I'll sit there and watch it tomorrow. So I took down the notes that I took down, but I feel like that's pretty much about it. Now, of course, if I miss anything, and again, by the way, I will most likely see that movie tomorrow, as long as it's not too bad. But if I missed anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight. Oh, also, I did forget something. I knew I did. So Sloan is like, fine, whatever. We'll grease the rails. I'll bribe him, whatever. And then Melinda calls up this dude to sit there and be like, all right, she's down. She's ready for to pay for to get things done. And then she gives off the phone. She's like, yeah, it's over. It's done. Like, it's not gonna happen. And I'm like, Melinda, you seem like you screwed this up from John. You really seem like you really did seem like you screwed this up from John. My whole thing, it wasn't so much like, and I don't mean screw this up in the fact that she couldn't get this stuff done right, but they kept they're telling she. I guess in reality, I don't think that she screwed this up. I think it was more Sloan. I take that back. But she's going along with this lie. I mean, the point is, now they can't even get the baby that they were supposed to get. Now, if you saw the previews, you know something will end up happening. So it's not like they're going to get. It's not like they're not going to get a baby that they're going to present to Eric. They're just not going to get the baby that they were originally intending on getting because I don't know if Melinda's really that good at her job, or just the adoption process just takes a long time, and whatever it is, the whole thing got screwed up. I don't even know who to blame at this point. I don't know if to blame Sloane for Sloane lying to Eric about, oh yeah, everything's going through, it's really going through, even though she knows it's not. Or Melinda, you know, not being real and telling her, oh, just tell him something, it will be fine, it'll work out. I don't know who to blame. But anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and like I said, if I forgot anything, you know what to do. Come to a live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born to Beautiful, and Young and the Restless. And I'll see you in the next video.